Whenever I make pasta like this, everyone asks me for the recipe. To start, let's fill a pot with hot water. Add 250 grams of pasta, 1 teaspoon of salt, and let it cook completely. Tell me if you've ever made a recipe like this before. In another pot, we'll add a bit of olive oil. No need for much. Add 1 onion chopped into small cubes and let it fry. You'll never want to eat pasta any other way. It's very easy, practical, and quick to make. No reason not to try. Let's add 3 cloves of minced garlic and keep stirring. When I make it at home, there's never anything left. Now I'll add 1 cup of tomato extract. A great option for those days when you don't have much time in the kitchen. Season with 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of oregano. Add half a cup of milk, stir with a spatula. Add a 1/4 cup of water, and mix again. You'll never want to eat pasta another way after learning this recipe. I'll take the pasta off the heat. Back to the sauce. Let's add 1 cup of heavy cream. This is one of the most important ingredients to make sure our mixture has the right consistency. I learned this secret from the owner of a 5-star restaurant. We'll add 200 grams of mozzarella cheese and 1 tablespoon of butter. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout-out. Today's shout-out goes to Jessica Miller from Chicago. I'm so glad you're enjoying our recipes. I'll add the pasta and stir again with a spatula. And then add some more mozzarella cheese, as much as you like. For a special touch, I'll also use a bit of parsley, but this part is optional. Cover and let it cook for about 10 minutes. With just a few everyday ingredients, we can make a meal much tastier than the ones sold in traditional restaurants. The smell is amazing, and the taste is even better. Teach it to that friend of yours who loves eating pasta. I'm sure they'll be really happy, and might even message you to say thanks. I really wish I had learned this before, and that's why I'm sharing this secret with you now. It became one of my favorite recipes since the first time I tried it. I'm sure even people who don't like pasta that much will be impressed with the flavor.
If you have a can of condensed milk and a can of peaches, serve and enjoy this wonderful dessert. This recipe is perfect for making on those sunny weekends. It's very refreshing. Let me know if you have any recipes with peaches and condensed milk. I'd love to know. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Thank you so much.
And eggs in your house, make this recipe for your breakfast. To start, I'll need 2 bananas already peeled, and I'll use a fork to mash them very well, just like this. Once they reach this consistency, I'll transfer them to a large bowl. Now, I'll add 2 eggs to the recipe. To mix the ingredients very well. After that, I'll add 4 tablespoons of oats. This recipe might seem difficult, but it's actually very practical and quick to make. I'll mix the ingredients well in the bowl. Next, I'll add a layer of olive oil to a pan. And I'll spread it very well over the surface of the pan. After that, I'll pour in the banana mixture prepared earlier. And I'll spread it evenly over the pan. I'll cover the pan and let it cook for 5 minutes. After that time, I'll use a plate to flip the recipe over. I'll cover the pan again and let it cook for another 5 minutes. After that time, it's ready. Now, just transfer the recipe to the final dish. I love recipes with bananas. They add so much to any meal. I'll cut a piece and place it on the final plate. The taste of bananas is so good. I love recipes with them. Look how beautiful this recipe turned out. I can't wait to enjoy it. To complement the recipe, I'll add honey to taste. Make it at home and tell me how it turned out. I'd love to hear that you made it and loved it. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Thank you so much for watching this video until now. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Invite the family over because this recipe is perfect. So start this recipe by separating 1 loaf of bread. And then with a knife, you're just going to cut out all of the crumbs. This recipe also works if you want to use baguette as well. And then just squeeze until a large hole forms in the middle of the loaf. Now add the piece of bread that you've cut into a mold. In all, I cut 8 loaves total for my family. And then add 1 spoonful of cream cheese inside each loaf. This is easy, and the cream cheese is going to make our recipe so tasty. Now, after finishing, just set aside to continue the recipe. We're going to separate 200 grams of ham and 200 grams of mozzarella cheese. Now it's time to cut the ham and cheese into small cubes. So this process is very quick and very simple. There's really no secret, just easy cuts. And add all of the pieces to a larger bowl. And you're going to love the taste of this recipe. It is so, so good. My family loves this recipe. They are always asking me to make it. Now we're going to add 2 chopped tomatoes after adding the ham and cheese. Then 200 grams of cream cheese. I love the taste of this filling too. My family and friends, they're always asking me for the recipe, so here it is. And now all you have to do is mix it into a super creamy filling. So I add super creamy ricotta cheese and just mix patiently, and it's going to turn into a lovely creamy filling. Now this is the texture that we are looking for. You can add some onion and parsley if you prefer, and it's going to be so super tasty. Now just fill each bun with this creamy filling. You can see how pretty it looks. It looks so good. And this recipe is so easy that when everyone's asking you to make it, you'll want to cook it every day. So then finish with some mozzarella cheese on top to make the recipe even tastier. I love the taste of this bread so much. You can also substitute the flavor of the bread if you prefer. And just add as much cheese as you like. And then finish with some oregano. Look at that. This is easy and quick and perfect. So now we're just going to bake until the cheese is nice and melted. And once it is, our recipe is ready. See how tasty that looks? Wow. This is a perfect recipe, and it's super crispy, and that filling is just creamy and perfect. So this is stuffed bread, the perfect family recipe. The taste of this ham and cheese filling, it is surreal and delicious. Okay guys, add 6 egg yolks and cover with a bowl. Now place the egg yolks in the center of the pan with the heat on low. While heating, butter the side of the pan. Spread a lot of butter until melted. Now add the whites of the 6 eggs. Put around. Now with a small fouet, beat the eggs white. Whip until nice and white. This is what it should look like, whipping over low heat. And just continue whisking and mixing. Okay, now add the spices. Parsley. Add black pepper. And spread well, don't put too much. Add salt. Add cheese. You can use whatever cheese you prefer. I'm using mozzarella cheese. And I'm adding this more yellow cheese just to make the recipe a little prettier. Now add a few drops of ketchup and add some space between them. Now stir in the egg whites well. And you'll see while the yolks cook, the egg whites fry really well. And even if it is soft, just keep stirring. And add more butter. Swirl around the sides of the pan. And the margarine should drain. I'm cooking on low heat. Now let's remove the bowl because the yolks have already cooked. Make sure to use a cloth so you don't burn yourself. Now look at the yolks. Turn off the heat and release the yolks. Separate the yolks and mix with the egg whites. It's a different omelet. This is how it should look. Shall we try it? Wow, the yolks stay whole. It's very good. And some great different flavors.
Pineapple dessert I learned from an American chef. To start today's recipe, let's put 7 pieces of pineapple into a pan. I'm sure you'll be surprised with the final result of this dessert. Next, let's put a 1/4 cup of pineapple gelatin in a bowl, and also 1 cup of hot water. I'll mix everything well. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout out. Today's shout out goes to Emily Carter from Boston. I'm so glad you're enjoying our recipes. Now I'll add 1 cup of room temperature water. Let's mix again. With just a few everyday ingredients, we can make a dessert much tastier than those sold in traditional restaurants. I make it almost every week. It was the owner of a 5-star restaurant in the US who taught me this recipe. Once our mixture reaches the right consistency, we'll pour it over the pineapple slices we added to the pan earlier. I'll place it in the fridge for about an hour. In a blender, I'll put another 1/4 cup of pineapple gelatin and also 1 cup of hot water. I have no doubt it will become part of your routine, just like it became part of mine. It's very easy to prepare, no reason not to try. I'll add 2 cups of heavy cream. This is the secret to get the perfect consistency, making the dessert creamy and delicious. When I make it at home, there's never anything left. It's simply impossible to eat just 1 piece. After mixing everything very well, we'll pour our mixture with heavy cream over everything. Look how beautiful it's turning out. We'll place it in the fridge for another 90 minutes. With the help of a tray or large plate, we'll remove our recipe from the pan. Besides being beautiful, it also tastes amazing. This is one of the top-selling desserts during hot days in the US. Almost every place has its own version. Try making it to share with your family. I'm sure everyone will love it and even ask where you learned it. If you're someone who, like me, loves refreshing fruit desserts, I'm sure you won't stop making it. If you don't believe me, try it and then come back to tell me your experience. I'd love to know.
I've got 6 eggs here. I'm going to put them in some boiling water and then let the eggs cook for about 2 minutes. This recipe is awesome and you can definitely make this at home so easily. Stir and gently cook the eggs for a few more minutes. You can just see that the eggs have started cooking. Now we're going to let them cook for another 10 minutes. And then after 10 minutes has passed, take the eggs out of the water and just drain any excess water that's there. We don't need the cooking water for this recipe, so you can get rid of it. Then put the eggs in a plate and we're going to finish off this process. Be careful because the water and the eggs are super hot. Just gently remove the eggs, set them aside. And then just using a spoon, we're going to mash these eggs up really well. If you want, you can use a spoon or a fork for this process. It doesn't matter. Just chop them up into small pieces. It's going to look something like this. They're still really hot, so be careful. Now, after mashing up all the eggs, we're going to set those aside to cool. And in the next step, we're going to heat up a pan with a small amount of oil. In that hot oil, add in 1 chopped white onion. We're also going to need 2 large chopped garlic cloves, half of a chopped green bell pepper, and 1 chopped red bell pepper. Don't forget, we're also going to need a chopped tomato, so add that in too. Then saute all these ingredients well over a medium heat. After they've been sauteing, you'll notice that the tomato is nice and soft and your kitchen probably smells amazing, just like mine does. Let's season that with a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of thyme. Mix everything well, make sure the seasonings are well incorporated. Now, of course, all these seasonings are totally optional. You can substitute, swap, increase, decrease, any of them. It's totally customizable for your taste preference. This is definitely worth making at home. I know it's going to make your breakfast so much tastier. I love making this recipe for my family's breakfast. They're always asking me for it. After stirring and mixing everything well, the veggies are almost ready. The trick is to cook and saute these veggies on a low heat, so be patient and take your time. The longer you saute, the more flavorful it's going to become. Definitely worth trying these flavors at home. I always make this recipe and everyone always asks me for it. It really is a delicious omelet you can make at home for any meal. Step away from the usual and change up your breakfasts. I think this one's going to be a winner. This omelet is so perfect, the results are amazing. When the veggies are nice and tender, they're ready to go. So go ahead and turn off the heat, and then we're going to pour all these veggies over the eggs. There is no way this recipe won't turn out perfect. I just love how colorful this recipe makes the eggs. And just like that, our recipe is done. It doesn't need any sides, and you can serve it right away while it's still piping hot. If you prefer, you can add a little more salt, but it's time to dig in. Make this at home and you can thank me later. Enjoy!
Start by adding 4 potatoes cut into half-moon shapes. The oil is already hot, so let the potatoes fry. Fry them until they turn golden for a few minutes. Look, the fried potatoes are almost ready. Now add 12 onions cut into half-moon shapes. Mix them with the potatoes. Let the onions fry with the potatoes for a few more minutes. Be careful when mixing, because the oil is very hot and you might burn yourself. Do it cautiously. Since the potatoes are almost ready, leave them aside for now. Now prepare the egg mixture. In this bowl, add 6 or 7 eggs. Then add a teaspoon of salt. Also, add half a teaspoon of black pepper. Mix the eggs well, whisking them with a fork to make it easier. This potato recipe will surprise you. It's delicious and easy to make with everyday ingredients. I mixed the eggs well, and now the potatoes are ready. So, turn off the heat. Drain a bit of the oil and add the potatoes to the eggs. Remove all the potatoes from the pan and add them to the eggs. All in the same bowl. Don't worry, the result will be excellent. Even though it's a different recipe, everyone who tries it always wants more. Now, just mix the potatoes with the eggs well. Look, I mixed the potatoes with the eggs well. Now, put everything back in the pan with a bit of oil. Notice that I'm using a smaller pan, and the oil is just to grease it. Add all the potatoes and distribute them evenly, organizing them in the pan. Turn the heat to low temperature and cover the pan. After a few minutes, it will have cooked on one side. Then, flip the recipe. Look, it's golden on one side. Now, use a plate to flip the recipe. See how it's turning out. Put it back in the pan to brown the other side. You can use spatulas or a board to flip it. I always like to flip it this way to keep the recipe together and avoid breaking it. And to finish our recipe, cover it again and leave it for a few more minutes to brown. Look, it's ready. The other side is perfectly golden as well. Now, take the plate and flip the recipe one more time. Look at how it turned out. A real marvel. See how our recipe stayed whole and well browned. In just a few minutes, it's ready. Cut a portion to show you how it looks inside. Try this recipe at home and let me know how it turned out. I want to know if you achieved the perfect point, and if you came up with any different ideas for this recipe. Enjoy your meal.
This is probably the best chicken breast I have ever made. I'll start by cutting a chicken breast in half. I made this preparation very detailed so you can achieve an amazing result in the kitchen. Then, I'll place plastic wrap on top so I can pound it with a meat mallet. Pound it well, you'll see how worth it is to make a recipe like this for dinner. I'll add wheat flour to this bowl here. Now, I'll coat the entire chicken, making sure to cover all sides properly. Tell me from which city you're watching us so I can send you a special greeting. Today's greeting goes to Michael Johnson from New York. I'm happy that you're enjoying our recipes. In a bowl, I'll add 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 3 cloves of garlic chopped, parsley to taste, half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. I'll mix everything well until all the ingredients are perfectly combined. It should have this texture, perfect for the next step. Now, I'll take the chicken breast that I coated and dip it into the mixture. It's really easy to make. If you have any doubts, just follow what I'm doing. It will turn out perfect. Simple, quick, and irresistible. This recipe is perfect for any occasion. Try it at home and let me know what you think. Now it's ready for the next step. I'll add 2 tablespoons of butter. Stir well as it melts. You'll be amazed at how easy it is to create something so delicious and special. Now, it's time to fry it. This is one of those recipes that you make once and never forget. So tasty and practical. When it reaches this golden color, it's perfect. In the same pan, I'll add 1 cup of chicken broth, 2 cloves of garlic chopped, 2 tablespoons of lime juice, parsley to taste, 1 tablespoon of butter. Stir well while it cooks. You'll notice the color changes to this beautiful shade. Now, place the chicken in the pan to cook in the sauce. Turn it over so the mixture gets fully absorbed by the chicken. I have to confess, the smell of this dish is incredible. Surprise your family with a wonderful dinner by preparing this amazing recipe. Now, just transfer it to a plate, cut it, and taste this delight. Look at this fantastic appearance. It's perfect. If you look closely, the texture is also very tender. If you're looking for flavor, convenience, and speed, you've just found the best recipe on the internet. This chicken is totally worth making for dinner. It's perfect for gathering the family. If you like this preparation method, you're going to love my next tips. I still have many other secret recipes to share, so stay tuned and don't miss anything.
This is what I do when I have ripe bananas at home. It turned out amazing. For today's recipe, I'm going to add 4 sliced bananas to a blender, along with 2 cups of milk. Also 3 eggs. Then I'll cover the blender to mix all the ingredients very well. I love making this recipe for when I'm on a diet. It's very healthy and light to eat. Once the mixture is ready, I'll set it aside to use later. Now, I'll place a cup of sugar in a pan, and I'll stir it well while it melts. Once it reaches the right consistency, I'll gradually add half a cup of water, stirring constantly. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching us from so I can send a special greeting. Today's greeting goes to Lily Thompson from Nebraska. I'm glad you're enjoying our recipes. Once the mixture is ready, I'll transfer it to a metal baking dish. This mixture is essential to keep the recipe from sticking when you take it out of the dish. And I'll spread it well on all the sides of the dish. My family always asks me to make this dessert for them on weekends. Not only is it super quick to make, but it's also incredibly delicious. Next, I'll pour the first mixture into the metal dish. Then, I'll cover it with aluminum foil. Besides being super quick and easy to make, this recipe is also very economical. I usually have all the ingredients already at home, so I don't have to go out and spend extra money on ingredients. Now I'll place the metal dish into a large pan that's big enough to fill it with water. Send this recipe to your friend who loves banana. I'm sure he'll love making it and will appreciate you sending it to him. Make this recipe at home and let me know how it turned out. I'd love to hear that you made it and liked the final result. Now, I'll cover the pan and let the recipe cook for 35 minutes. After that, I'll remove the lid and the aluminum foil to check if the recipe is done. I'll do this by inserting a knife into it and checking if it comes out dry when I take it out. Then, I'll take the recipe out of the pan and place a plate over the metal dish to flip the recipe over. Now I'll slice a piece of it to transfer to another plate. Do you know any recipes that use the same ingredients and are similar to this one? Send it to me so I can try it at home too. I'd love the experience. Look at how beautiful today's dessert is turning out. I can't wait to try it when it's done. I'll add a little more of the prepared topping to enhance the flavor of the recipe.
Tuna, egg, and avocado. A perfect combination like you've never seen before. To start our recipe, I'll use 4 hard-boiled eggs and 170 grams of tuna. I place the ingredients in a bowl and mash everything with a fork, breaking up larger pieces and combining until I get a consistent paste. This step defines the flavor. Tell me, have you ever made a recipe with tuna? Next, I add half an avocado to our recipe. With this ingredient, our recipe becomes even more delicious. I scoop it out and mix slowly. The color changes immediately, the green spreads through the light flakes, and the texture gains a silky touch that promises a refreshing bite. Now, let's add 2 tablespoons of natural yogurt. I pour it gently over the mixture, enhancing the final creamy touch. I add half a teaspoon of salt, and now mix all the ingredients very well. And before I forget, tell me from which city you're watching so I can send you a special hug. Today's hug goes to Emily Johnson from Austin, Texas. I'm very happy you're enjoying our recipes. I continue mixing, scraping the bottom, until everything is uniform and well combined. This is the part that defines the result. As I mix, the color becomes uniform, and the texture shows that everything has come together. This step seems simple, but ensures the balanced flavor that makes each bite worthwhile. In a pan, I brush butter. I spread it with the brush from corner to corner, leaving just a thin film over the hot metal. Now, let's toast 2 bread slices. The slices touch the hot surface and start to sizzle. I wait for the first golden mark to appear, turn them carefully, let them brown on the other side, and remove them when the crust is firm but still soft in the center. I spread the mixture over one of the halves, creating a generous layer that reaches the edges, ready to unite both sides. I join the parts, press lightly with a fork to seal, and cut diagonally, forming 2 intact triangles, perfect for serving. I observe how the edges align and the bread holds the filling firmly. It already makes me want to grab one right now. I hold one of the triangles, press lightly, and see the filling emerge between the toasted layers. The aroma jumps out immediately, confirming that the combination is spot on. The crispy crust embraces the soft filling, proof that every step of the preparation was worth it.
When I cook broccoli like this, Everyone asks me for the recipe. To start today's recipe, I'm going to slice a broccoli into very small pieces. After that, I'll slice those pieces again into even smaller pieces. Now I'll transfer the broccoli to a large bowl. Next, I'll add a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of chili flakes, 50 grams of Parmesan, 2 eggs, and I'll mix the ingredients very well. Once it's ready, I'll transfer the mixture to a pan already greased with olive oil. I'll spread it out evenly in the pan to cook everything equally. Then, I'll cover the pan to let it cook for 10 minutes. After that time, I'll use a plate to flip the recipe over to the other side. It might seem like a difficult recipe to prepare, but it's incredibly easy to make. I'll add 3 tablespoons of tomato sauce on top of the dish. And I'll spread it all over. After that, I'll add some mozzarella on top to taste. The texture the mozzarella gives to this recipe is amazing. I'll add slices of a tomato on top. Also, I'll add some bacon to taste. I love recipes with bacon. It goes well with any meal. I'll sprinkle some oregano on top of the dish. Then I'll cover the pan again and let it cook for another 5 minutes. After that time, it's ready. Now it's time to transfer it to the final plate, slice it up, and enjoy today's meal. Look how beautiful this recipe turned out. I can't wait to enjoy it. Make it at home and let me know how it turned out. I'd love to hear that you made it and enjoyed it too. I hope you like this recipe. Thank you so much for watching this video until the end. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Whenever I make breakfast like this, everyone asks for the recipe. I'm going to start by adding 10 grams of active dry yeast into a large bowl, followed by 1 cup of warm water, and mix. I'll cover it with plastic wrap and let it rest for 10 minutes. After this time, I'll add 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1/2 cup of oil, 2½ cups of wheat flour, and mix everything well. This is the perfect consistency. I'll cover the bowl again and let the dough rise for 1 hour. In a pan, I'll add oil and 200 grams of butter, stirring until it melts completely. Now, I'll transfer the melted butter to a large bowl, then add the prepared dough and mix well until it becomes smooth and homogeneous. I'll cover the bowl with plastic wrap and let the dough rise for another 30 minutes. After this time, I'll place the dough on the table, roll it out. Tell me, what's your favorite breakfast recipe? I'd love to know. Add 100 grams of shredded cheddar cheese and mix well to incorporate it. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a big shout out. Today's shout out goes to Emily Carter from New York. I'm happy that you're enjoying our recipes. I'll separate 1/4 of the dough, roll it out to a medium thickness. Not too thin, not too thick. Then I'll cut it into thin strips. Once you make this recipe for breakfast, you won't want to make anything else. It turns out absolutely amazing. I'll place the remaining dough into a baking bag, arrange the strips on top, and seal the bag. I'll bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. This bread turns out super soft, fluffy, and delicious.
You can make this cake in a pan. It's super quick and easy, a practical and delicious recipe. To start, I add 1 tablespoon of butter to the pan and let it melt completely. The butter has fully melted. Now I add 1 heaping tablespoon of sugar. I stir well to dissolve the sugar and let it caramelize with the butter. The sugar has caramelized, forming a golden, shiny syrup. Now, while the caramel is still hot in the pan, I add pineapple slices. I'm using canned pineapple, but if you prefer, you can use fresh pineapple. I arrange the slices evenly around the pan, making sure they are well placed. Done! All the pineapple slices are now on the bottom of the pan. Now, I set this aside while I prepare the cake batter. In a bowl, I add 1 egg, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. The vanilla extract will give the batter a delicious aroma and a special flavor. I mix well until the sugar is fully dissolved. Now, I add half a cup of oil and half a cup of milk. I mix again until all the liquid ingredients are well incorporated. Then, I add 1.5 cups of sifted all-purpose flour, which helps make the batter lighter. I stir well until I have a smooth, lump-free mixture. I keep mixing slowly until the texture is silky and even. The batter is now well mixed. Now I add half a tablespoon of baking powder. I stir gently to incorporate the baking powder without losing the fluffiness of the batter. This batter is amazing, super light and full of flavor. Look at this perfect texture, airy and easy to prepare. And the best part is that this recipe is super fast. In less than 5 minutes, the batter is ready to cook. Now I pour the batter over the caramelized pineapple slices. I spread it carefully to make sure all the pineapple is covered. I scrape the bowl well to use all the batter and avoid waste. I spread the batter gently so it's evenly distributed and covers all the slices. Important reminder, the heat is still off so the caramel and pineapple don't burn. Now that everything is ready, I cover the pan with a lid. Then, I turn on the heat on very low and let the cake cook for about 15 minutes. Now it's time to flip the cake. To do this, I take a large plate and place it on top of the pan. Very carefully, I flip the cake so that the caramelized side is on top. I turn the heat back on and let it brown for a few more minutes. The cake is now fully cooked and golden brown on both sides. I turn off the heat and remove it from the pan. Using a spatula, I lift it carefully and place it on a serving plate. I put it back on the same plate I flipped it onto to keep a nice presentation. Now, it's time to cut a slice of this wonderful cake. Look at this amazing texture. The caramelized pineapple cake turned out absolutely perfect. Now, all that's left is to enjoy this delicious treat.